Hello and welcome to a brand new series of mine, and I want to start out by saying yes, I am going to be doing the other series as well. I have no plans on stopping that at all. So anyway, let's get into this series. So my plans for this series are starting out in free-to-play from scratch. We can't trade anything from our main account over. We basically have to be self-sufficient as a skiller in free-to-play, and to try to get out of free-to-play as a skiller. So to do that, we're going to need a bond, and currently those cost about 4 million coins, so we're going to have to make around 4 mil in free-to-play by ourselves as a skiller. I think it's going to be an interesting series. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the tutorial, and I will see you after. Okay, here we go to the mainland, finish the tutorial. We're not going to be an Iron Man account, we're going to be a main account, so we're going to be able to use the GE, but we're not going to be able to trade anything from our main account to benefit us. So yeah, there's the tutorial done. I'm going to sit here and think for a minute on how to start making money. Okay, got a full inventory of cowhide, so I want to go over that. We can loot from other people. It's not an Iron Man account. We can loot stuff from other people and sell it on the Grand Exchange. We just can't use our main to give us like 10 mil or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go over the Grand Exchange. I don't think we can sell these, but I want to check the requirements on using the Grand Exchange. Okay, so as you can see right here, we cannot sell the cowhide or anything basically on the Grand Exchange, I think. It might be anything or it's most things, I'm not exactly sure. So we really need to get this trade limit thing out of the way. So as you can see, we need 10 quest points, a skill total of 100, and spent 20 hours. I think the 20 hours one is definitely going to be the longest. But the next up, I think the first thing I'm going to do is knock out the 10 quest points. I have 2 quests in mind, and that's going to be Romeo and Juliet and Goblin Diplomacy. So we need a couple items for that. We're going to go get those and knock those quests out. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention is the thing that makes this a challenge is a lot of these items that are expensive on the Grand Exchange, like for example the cowhide, sells to literally nothing for the shop. As you can see right there, it sells for 0 coins. I went ahead and sold my bronze sword and wooden shield up to 47 coins right now, so I think I need 35 for the dyes in Goblin Diplomacy, so I think I have the money to knock out Romeo and Juliet and that quest next, but this is definitely difficult. And another thing is, in free-to-play, we can't use teleport tablets because they're members item, and we can't use the regular teleports because we can't train magic. We did get some attack XP, magic XP, and ranged XP on the tutorial island, as it's the only way to progress through the game. I wish there was a way to skip it, but there isn't currently, and there hasn't been. I think there might have been at one point, but I don't know. Kind of OCD with a little bit of combat XP on the level 3, but you know, it's whatever. We're going to go ahead and knock out these quests now. Romeo and Juliet done. Now just Goblin Diplomacy left. There is Goblin Diplomacy done, and I think that's level 3 crafting. Yeah, level 3 crafting. So first levels on the account. I think next up I'm going to go ahead and try mining and smithing. I'm thinking I can smith some stuff and sell it to the shop for a decent amount of money. That's pretty much the only option I have right now. Okay, so got 154 bronze bars, got up to 21 mining and 9 smithing. Probably going to smith those later. Next I think I'm going to work on fishing and cooking, and I'll probably get some fire making and wood cutting levels as I chop the logs to cook the food, or burn the fires to cook the food. Okay, so about to get level 13 fishing, which will be 100 total level down there, which is one of the requirements for using the Grand Exchange. I'm not sure if this counts or not, because if we click on the total level, it says our free total level is 91, which will be 92 once we get 13, so I don't know if we need free total level 100 or the other total level 100. Not really sure, but I'm sure by the time that we unlock the Grand Exchange, we'll have the 100 total level and the other one anyway, so it shouldn't matter because it's going to take a while. So yeah, 13 fishing right there, 100 total level. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about the Grand Exchange, so I don't know. But yeah, I think my plan is I'm going to smith the bars in a little bit and sell the stuff to the shops, buy feathers, and then continue fishing after 20. So goal right now is 20 fishing. Okay, 20 fishing, accidentally missed the record, my bad. But now we're going to go head over to Vrock and smith all the bronze bars. Okay, so smithed all the bars and up to 16 smithing now. I made a bunch of assorted things because I was checking the prices. That's why I also have a little bit of coins here. So I'm going to go ahead and sell all this to the shop and see how much we end up with. Okay, just sold all that and have about 1.4k cash, which is pretty crazy. I mean, the bars before smithing I think were worth over 30k, and then once I smith the stuff was about 4k, and then now I only have about 1.4k. So once we unlock the GE, money is going to come in a lot easier. I'm going to invest this all into basically feathers and stuff for fishing to get to 40 fishing so we can fish lobsters. Okay, so we bought the feathers and the fishing rod, and also bought a harpoon and a lobster pot for later in case we want to fish something else. But now I'm going to go ahead and fly fish in Barbarian Village and cook the fish as I do it and get up to 40 fishing. And there we go, 40 fishing, can now fish lobsters. Gonna go ahead and head over to Lumbridge and check the playtime now, because currently 160 total level, and the only thing standing in our way from using the GE is 20 hours playtime. Okay, let's see how much playtime we have so far. 8 hours, 4 minutes. So to be honest, I may just AFK lobsters for the next 12 hours and stockpile them so then I can sell them, because there's nothing we can really do without the Grand Exchange. I mean, you can't really make any money whatsoever. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. I mean, you're definitely not going to get anywhere near a bond, so I'd say the best idea is stocking up lobsters so we can sell them to get near the bond. Okay, something I want to go over really quickly. So there used to be, I think, an NPC on the island of Karamja or Karamha or whatever it's called, by the volcano or close to the volcano, I think, or on the dock, I can't remember, that noted lobsters for you. Apparently there is not anymore, so the option now is to run from the fishing spot back to the ship and then take it back where I am currently, and then use the deposit box here and then go back and forth. Now, the only problem with this is we can't use the right-click pay fare option off of the customs people, so we need to do Pirate's Treasure to unlock that. Okay, before we finish this quest, I'm going to go ahead and buy a Chronicle. I think this might be the only teleport that we have in free-to-play as a skiller, so that's pretty interesting, other than I think the home teleport. So we're going to go ahead and add these in, and now we can teleport to Varrock. Or, well, the Champions Guild, which is pretty nice, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and finish Pirate's Treasure now. And there is Pirate's Treasure done. Nice. One thing I wanted to mention is that we do have to pay 60 coins per trip banking the lobster, so that kind of sucks. But you can sell the lobster to the shop in Port Sarim for 49 GP each, I think. So basically do that every couple of runs to make some money, and then stockpile the rest up in the bank until we can use the Grand Exchange. So real quick, I thought I would include the a little bit of lobster fishing content here. So as you see, I just caught full inventory of lobsters, so we're going to go ahead and run to the ship now. And it's right over here at this dock. So this is kind of slow. I mean, the bank time is definitely not the fastest. I'm going to have to sell these fish to the shop so we can afford the money back and forth. But as you'll see right here, hang on. Where's the guy? Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, right-click pay fare. So we did the quest, and now we can hit the pay fare option. It's a lot quicker to get back and forth, so definitely worth it, I think. And now we cross the ship, and I'm going to the fishing shop to sell this, so it's right here. Now, normally we would run up where these guys are going to the deposit box and deposit them, but we are going to need a little bit of startup cash to afford the trips back and forth, so we're just going to sell a full inventory. I want to show the value of this really quickly on the Grand Exchange, though. So 26 lobsters is worth 5.7k almost, so that's pretty nice. But they only sell for, like, let's see, I think it's 45. Somebody already sold a couple. So I'm going to sell the full inventory. I think it goes down as you do it. So yeah, now we have 2k. So it's 60 GP a trip pretty much, because it's back and forth. So we can do around, I don't know, maybe 33, 34 trips now with this amount of money. And normally we would run up north, up here to the deposit box. As you can see, I think it's right there. I'm going to right click it. Right there on that end where those guys are going. And then we would just pay fare and then go right back to Karamja, however it's pronounced, I don't know. But then we just go right back here and then across the gangplank, and then basically just repeat this over and over. I think we're probably getting around maybe 30k worth of lobsters an hour, maybe a little bit less. Might be more like 20k, 25k. Not exactly sure. I think it's based on your fishing level. So as our fishing level goes up, we're going to get more lobsters and make more money per hour. So I think I'm going to go ahead and grind this out for the next like 10 hours till we can use the Grand Exchange and then sell the mass amount of lobsters that we have. Okay, just a quick update. We are currently 48 fishing. I just checked Hans and we are at 13 hours and 25 minutes in. So we got about 6.5 hours left. I figured I'd go ahead and check the bank and see how much fish we have. So we have 478 lobsters and 285 swordfish. Now, the reason for the swordfish is, for some reason, I kept seeing people drop them by the fishing spot. So I kept looting them and then banking them, and they're actually worth a pretty decent amount. Let me go ahead and grab all this out and price check it really quick. They're worth more than lobsters, so that's why I was grabbing them. And some people were actually dropping lobsters too, and I was also picking those up and banking them. So as you can see right here, this altogether on the GE is over 200K. Just about 200K. So once we get access to the GE, we're going to have a really nice amount of money, I think, especially if we continue for the rest of this 6.5 hours, which I do plan. And I'm going to continue picking up the swordfish and stuff like that people are dropping. They also drop tuna, but I leave those as they're only about 50 coins a piece. It's not really worth picking up. But yeah, I don't know why they're dropping the fish. I'm thinking maybe it's like bots or something. They're dropping them to another account that's maybe banking them so they can constantly fish or something. I don't really know. I keep seeing them on the ground and nobody's really picking them up, so I'm not really sure why it is. But yeah, I mean, it's free loot, might as well take it. So yeah, I will see you in another 6.5 hours. Okay, so I made it all the way to 54 fishing. I think this is pretty close to the 20 hours. I'm about to go check right now. We're gonna go see. I'm guessing it's probably like 19 and a half. Let's see. Yeah, pretty close. That was just a guess. 19 and a half. I'm going to go ahead and head to the GE now, and we can check what we got. I don't actually know, because, I don't know, I just kept banking them in the deposit box. I only checked one time, and I was just like, I need to power through and get this done, you know. So, I will see you at the GE. Okay, the moment is here. I have no idea what we have. I'm going to go ahead and check the bank. Let's see. Okay, 1,238 lobster and 705 swordfish. I mean, my bad. Yeah, there was somebody just dropping them for a long time there. I was basically getting like half an inventory of lobster and then half an inventory of swordfish for a while, and then that guy logged off. So I actually checked his stats. He had only 70 fishing, and that's it, nothing else. So I don't really know what the deal was there. Maybe he was power fishing tuna and swordfish, which is kind of a weird thing to do, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go see what this is worth. I don't think we can sell it yet. Just going to check. Oh, can we? Hasn't even been 20 hours. Wait, can we sell this? Can we have sold this the whole time? Okay, what? I can sell raw swordfish, but I can't sell lobster. So I guess that means we could have traded certain things and not just... Okay, that's kind of weird, but... I'm going to go ahead and price check this, see what it's worth. 507K. Honestly, that's pretty crazy. I mean, it did take like, I don't know, 10, 11 hours to get that. And we were looting somebody else's stuff for a while too. But yeah, 507K is pretty crazy. We're going to go ahead and wait till we can sell all this and see how much cash we get. And... you know, actually, I think I have a bunch of things in the bank to sell, too. Yeah, I can sell the cowhide, and I don't know. I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff, and we'll see how much we get. Okay, just wanted to say really quickly, a small fishing net is worth quite a bit of money, and there's an infinite spawn in Lumbridge, and we haven't, I think we're still on limit. Let me check. Yeah, we're still on limit. I think we could have sold these for, like, I don't know. Let's see if we can sell them. Wow. 3.3K right there. Literally could have just done a couple inventories of that. And bought feathers with that. Didn't have to do that whole bronze thing. I mean, there were several options, I guess. Also could have sold flour. That's pretty expensive as well. But, just wow. Wow. Okay, we just sold pretty much everything we could sell. And the money we have is 511,000 GP. That's pretty crazy for free-to-play, to be completely honest. I'm going to make some investments with this and see what we can turn this into. Okay, so I went ahead and bought some leather to train crafting. We need 6 crafting in order to make gold necklaces. That's why I have the 5,000 gold bars there. And that should be some pretty decent profit. So we're going to go ahead and knock out 6 crafting. And okay, so wow, this is funny. I actually completely guessed the amount of leather I needed, and I was right. That's funny. So level 6 crafting can now make gold necklaces. So gonna go ahead and head over to Al-Kharid and turn these 5,000 gold bars into 5,000 gold necklaces. Okay, so this should be pretty quick. These are 20 XP a piece as well, so it's pretty nice XP. As you can see, that's already level 7 right there. So if you look into the money here, so it's 46 gold for a bar, and it is 105 for a necklace. So it's about 60 GP profit per one. And as you can see right here, they're going pretty fast already. So there's 1, 2, 3. I don't know if we'll make exactly 60. We might end up making like 50 or 55. Prices could change as well, so I don't know. We'll see. But 5,000 bars to make. It's probably going to take a while, but I'll see you then. Alright, so just about on the final 5 of the 5,000 gold necklaces. It's been a while. It's been probably a month since I started this. I haven't been playing a whole lot. I've been focusing on the Ultimate Iron Man and everything. Haven't really been able to AFK and do this, so finally got it done. I also have 2,000 raw tuna, and there's a range right there really close to the bank. I'm actually not going to cook these right now. I think I'm going to cook them later because, like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do everything, so I think I'm just going to head to the GE and try to do some flipping. Go ahead and sell all these necklaces that we have and see how much cash we get, and try to do some flipping because that should be really AFK, and I should have a lot of time to be able to do that. So I'll see you then. Alrighty, so over at the GE here, and I already went ahead and sold the gold necklaces in the GE, as you can see right there. Sold the 5,000 gold necklaces already, and I think we wound up with around 665k total. Sorry about that. And I went ahead and did a little bit of flipping. So I did some rune scimitars right here. I made about 2k off of that, nothing really too major. And I checked the profit margins on pot of flour. It's around 28 GP right now, so I'll put it in a big offer for those, and then I flipped some Amulet of Powers right there. As you can see, I made about 5k off of that, or 4.5k, whatever. So we got a big offer in on pot of flour right now. Only have 29 bots. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to leave this in all night. Going to go to sleep and check back in the morning and see if these sell. Maybe we can flip them for something, and I may just make like pizza bases or something with them. Make a little bit more profit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait till the morning, and I'll see you then. Alright, moment of truth here. It's now 10 hours later. Let's check to see if those pot of flour bought. I got something in the game chat. What is it? Ooh, we bought them all. Heck yes. So I'm going to try to sell these for... I'm going to see if they go in for maybe like 185 immediately. See what happens. Alright, no, I'm going to have to check the margins. Okay, so I went ahead and checked the margins on the pot of flour, and it actually went up. So I think we just made some serious bank. So let's see what we got here. So sold for 594k. We are up to 776k right there. Almost a pretty lucky number. How close is that to 777? Let's see. Yeah, pretty close, around 600 GP. So let's check the history here. So we bought them for 163 and sold them for 198. So it's around 35 GP each. So as you can see right there, I bought one for 200. So just to quickly go over flipping, if you don't understand, I don't remember if I said it yet, but you buy one and then sell one. So let's see here. So as you can see right here, we sold for 162 and bought for 190. So what you would do is you buy for 1 GP more. So you buy for 163 GP. And you could sell for 189. Now I usually go down a couple more coins just to make sure that everything goes good, but you're basically putting in an offer in the Grand Exchange, and you're kind of like the middleman, if that makes sense. So you're kind of making a little bit of profit off of this. So at the top right here, we made around 105k of a flip. That is pretty massive, not gonna lie. So I have a little bit of a new plan. I am still gonna be flipping, but I think I'm going to work on some skills in the middle of flipping. So because it takes like, I mean, that probably took like an hour to sell. So we'd just be sitting here for an hour, wouldn't be able to do anything. So I think I'm going to work on wood cutting while I have the offers in the Grand Exchange. And then once they sell, we can come back and we can sell the logs too and make a little bit of bonus profit. So you need to go ahead and knock out 15 wood cutting for oak logs because those are pretty valuable right now. I think they're around 115. Let me check really quick. Let's see. So oak log. So oak log's 119 and a regular log is 36. So I think oak log is like the most expensive log in free to play other than maybe yew. Yeah, yew's around 213, but yews chop a lot slower. So we're going to go ahead and work on wood cutting now and get to level 15. Alright, there's a fire making level. I've been burning the logs while I've been cutting them. This is about to be 15 wood cutting. And there we go. We can now cut oak trees. Not going to cut them right here. This is really close to the bank, but as you can see, there's a ton of competition. Well, there's only like 2 or 3 people cutting, but I've seen a lot of the world. Sometimes there's like 10 people cutting the trees. There's another guy right there. There is some serious competition in this spot. I'm going to go to a different spot. It's probably a little bit further from the bank. I also have a beginner clue scroll. I'm going to knock this out. And I've been thinking I'm probably just going to stockpile these beginner clue scroll caskets. Maybe get like 10 of them, then open them or something. I think that'd be a little bit more interesting than opening them like one at a time. These are kind of a pain because we don't really have any teleports in free to play, so we're going to have to walk around and do it. We'll go knock out this beginner clue scroll and start cutting oaks. Okay, so I think I'm actually just going to open the beginner casket. I don't think we're going to do any future beginner caskets because they're just too time consuming on free to play without teleports. It probably took like 20 minutes to do this and it would just be better to do other things. So let's go ahead and open up, see what we get. Yeah, not really worth it, but whatever, we got a beginner clue scroll done. So the next plan is to work on wood cutting, cutting oak trees. I think I'm going to do them by the Grand Exchange. And so I have a flip in right now for pizza bases because I was looking into the margins, and if these sell, this is a massive, massive flip. So we're looking at the pizza bases right here. So we bought this for around 667K. And if you look into how much this will sell for, it's around 870. So that's around a 200,000 GP flip. That's absolutely insane. I'm hoping that goes through and everything goes well. But until then, I'm going to cut oak trees and see how many logs we get. So let me go ahead and quickly run over to the spot where I think I'm going to cut oak trees. I was looking into a lot of the different spots. And earlier when I was looking, this spot had nobody at it whatsoever. That guy might be cutting some, but let's see really quick. Can always hop world, sorry about that. Yeah, no one's here right now, so they're pretty close to the Grand Exchange in my opinion. There were several different spots I could do. I was also looking into Falador. There is some oak trees right in this middle area right here, and then you can run into the bank. That's pretty close too. There are some oak trees right here as well, south of the farming location thing. But there's a lot of bots there too because that's really, really close to the bank. So I think this spot's pretty good right now to AFK, and we'll see how many logs we get while the pizza bases sell. Alright, so unfortunately the pizza base flip did not go too well. Let me show you what happened here. The margins changed. I think it's still on here. Where is it at? There it is right there. Because we bought for 667.5K for 267 GP a piece. And when I went to check the margins later, right here, you can see that it's 251 to 253. So they were selling for 350 GP a piece originally. And then the margins changed really fast and really hard. So I decided to go ahead and dump all that because all of our money was tied up in there. We wouldn't be able to do any flips at all. So I had to take a loss there. So 667K is how much we spent. And we sold it for 627K. So we lost 40K off of that flip. We were going to make like 200K, but we lost 40K. Flipping can be kind of risky, you know. Definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket like I did. It wasn't really a good idea, but so I was looking into pastry dough. Going to try that to see if that flips well. And that flipped some more flour, made about 12K off of that. Then the margins changed again, so I can't really do that right now. I was looking into a lot of different items. I'm going to have to figure some good items to flip. Swordfish is what I'm trying to do right now. So let's see if these bought. Yeah, a couple of them bought so far. Pastry dough hasn't even... I'm probably just going to not do this because nobody's even selling any. But the raw swordfish right now, I think we can make around like an 8 GP flip, which is not really too major. If you look right here, so 359. We're buying them for 360. We're going to try to sell them for 366 probably. So it's a 6 GP flip. We're buying 1,000 of them. We're only make 6K. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm going to try to look into a lot of different items and see what's good to flip next. Alright, something I want to go over. I found some pretty good items to flip. I was really surprised. So I'm going to go over my Grand Exchange history really quick. I thought that was going to be done selling, but I think it's really close. So looking into raw trout is a really weird item to flip. So let's look at the margins here. So earlier I bought some for 100 or sold some for 177, and see what I was doing is I think I bought them for around 141, and then I tried to sell the trout, and the margins had changed, and they were going to sell for like 130, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of losing money. I'm going to bank these for later and wait on the margins, and that was a really good idea. Sold them for 177 right there, so I'm around 30K. And if we go up right here, you can see I bought for 146 and sold for 176. That's another 30K right there. Right here I bought for 183, sold for 238. That's around 55K flip. It's a pretty good flip right there. And then I bought for 223, and this offer's probably done now. Let me see. Yep. 223 sold for, what was that, 330? Yeah, so several flips. That's probably 200, maybe 300K in flips. So I also bought some woad leaves. I wanted to try making blue dye to see how that works. I was trying to do onions flipping for a little bit. They were buying for 15 and they were selling for 60, but they are really not buying very fast, and they're not selling really quick either. Taking a long time. I have some offers in for red berries too. I think I can flip these for a pretty nice profit. They've been slowly buying. I'm just going to leave that offer in there. I may make dyes with them too, but I kind of like making, I think making the blue dye is going to be better than the red dye, because as you can see right here, the woad leaves stack, so I can make way more per inventory. I'm going to go ahead and show the dye making in a second once I get the Draenor, so I'll see you then. Okay, made it on over to Draenor. So I have 20K and the woad leaves in my inventory, so I'm going to try out this. I think it's going to be some pretty nice profit. I'm not really sure how much the blue dye is going to sell for, but as long as we sell it for, let's just throw all this in here. I don't know, maybe 200 a piece. It'll probably be worth it. We'll see. I got a decent amount of oak logs in the bank as well. I haven't sold those yet, trying to stockpile them, but I think this is pretty easy. There's a couple ways to do it. If you go to talk through the dialogue like this, it's going to take a while. As you can see, can you make the dyes? What dye would you like? Blue dye. And then you have to go through several freaking dialogues to get the dye, and that's what sucks. But I think the quickest way is probably to talk to her once and then kind of zoom in the camera like this, use the woad leaf, and then do that kind of sort of thing. So let's see if we can, how quickly we can do that. I keep misclicking. I gotta get the clicks down. I'm pretty sure we can do this probably really fast if we can kind of get a good situation going. Okay, so I think it's just spacebar, or yeah, tap once. And okay, yeah, now we got it going down. So we get a quick full inventory here. I never knew that you could use the item on her and then do it this way. Because if I didn't know this, I would definitely not be making dyes. You saw the first option was way too many dialogue options for this to really be worth it. Unless you're making a decent profit, but I really don't like doing that. So if we were to make red dye, you could do the same thing. Whoops, that was a misclick. But the woad leaf stacks, the red berries do not. So you'd probably make like, I think it's 2 red berries per dye, so you probably make like 13 in inventory, but with this we're making like 26. So it's essentially double. You don't have to run to the bank as often, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, let's get this last inventory here, or this last one for the inventory, and there we go. Okay, so let's throw these in. So one is 196, and if you look at the resources, I think it was 10 coins. It's around 90 coins a piece. Or 90 coin GP profit per one, and we have 26 of them. So that's already like 2K cash. Oak logs is nice. It might be around the same speed, way more AFK, but I'm thinking we can actually sell these blue dyes for more GP than they're worth. The thing I've learned with flipping and free-to-play is you really got to be patient. So I bought a couple items and the margins have changed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put the items in the bank and I'm going to try to sell them later, see if the margins change. It's kind of like, I don't know, stocks or something in real life. You got to be patient. You can't just sell and take a loss. You got to be patient. You got to wait. So that's what I've been doing. It's also a good idea. Like if I'm going to go sleep, then I can throw in some offers in the GE and maybe they'll sell in the morning. and I'll make some pretty nice money. But yeah, that's pretty much it for flipping. It is pretty nice. We're going to get all these dye done now. I think this is 500 blue dye. Should be a pretty nice profit. Okay, wanted to have a little bit of a quick update here. Almost done with the dyes, but I discovered kind of a quicker way or a more efficient way to do this. So as you can see, I got 457 dyes. I think this took like, honestly, that was only like 30 minutes. It was really fast. But as you can see right here, we have some red berries, so we bought these earlier. The most efficient way, or my opinion, most efficient way, is to bring 24 red berries with you. So we're going to go ahead and run over here with 24 red berries and the woad leaves, because the woad leaves stack. So we're bringing the red berries, and this will probably be a little bit more efficient with the onions as well. But let me show this. So we make the red dye first, because as you can see, it's clearing out some inventory spaces. And I'm misclicking. I'm normally doing this on computer, so it's a lot faster on there. I don't misclick or anything, or mistap, whatever you want to call it. So this is clearing up inventory space. Then, after we make all these dyes, two more really quick, hang on. Dang, I keep misclicking. Alright, one more. Oh my god. Okay, so now we would just use the woad leaves and make blue dye until we fill our inventory. So you may be wondering, well, how is this more convenient or more efficient? Well, if you're doing just red dye, we would just bank now and we wouldn't be making all this blue dye. So it's like, if you're going for red dye specifically, you can also get blue dye while doing this. Or if you're going for blue dye, you can get red dye while doing it. Now, what you could also do is combine the red and the blue here into purple and then get even more dye. So I could combine all the blues into reds and then leave with purple. But the only problem with that is I think purple is worth less. Yeah. So when you add in the blue and the red, the purple is worth less. Now, this is where it comes into orange. So if I were to bring onions and red berries and woad, I could make, say, a bunch of orange dyes by making red and yellow dyes here, and then I could fill the rest of the inventory up with blue. So if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I may do that, but I'm not really sure, because the problem with onions is you can eat them. So the left click option, as you can see right here, is easy, but with onions you would have to right click and then use and then do that every single time, and you might accidentally eat the onion as well. So it's a little bit slower for those. So I don't really know about doing that. But yeah, just thought I'd have a quick update on this. I'm going to do this for a little bit, finish up these, and we'll go to the Grand Exchange and see what these sell for. Okay, so at the GE right now, and I checked the price of blue dye, and it is really low right now. As you can see, it's about $154 a piece. So I don't think I'm going to sell that right now. I think I'm just going to keep it, and maybe it'll go back up. I think at one point it was like 300 or 400 GP a piece, so it seems kind of stupid to sell it right now. Bought some yellow dye to make into orange dye, to combine with the red that we had to make into orange dye. But then it turns out that red is pretty expensive right now, so I think I'm going to make some more red dye for a little bit, see how that goes. And I'm thinking about investing all my money into raw trout right now, because it's at 135. I could stockpile like maybe 3,000-4,000 in the bank, and then when it goes up, sell it, make a massive flip there too. Just trying to figure out how to invest this money, how to move it around and all that. So I also have some willow longbows in the bank I still haven't sold, waiting for those to go up as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're looking at, yeah, waiting for some of this stuff to sell. I need to sell the oak logs right there, get a little bit more money, probably invest in trout, maybe get some more red dyes like I said, but we'll see. Okay, so I got a mystery box from a random event. I figured I'd open it on recording because maybe we might get something, so let's see what we get. Yeah, nothing, just a cabbage. Alright, that's fine. So let's check what we got on the history here. I was looking into some flips, and Hill Giant Club has a 9.8K margin, so that's pretty crazy. It does cost 470K though, so I don't know. I mean, that's something. So looking into the offers right here, I already bought one. I'm trying to sell it back to make my money back. Maybe try to flip that. I looked at the buy limit on it, and surprisingly, there's a 125 buy limit on that thing, which I was shocked that it was that high. I don't really have a lot of money to buy multiple of them at the same time, so it's really not a good item to flip, unless maybe we had more money right now. Currently trying to sell the red berries back and make some profit off of that. They're selling really slowly, so I'm probably not going to get all those maybe till tomorrow. Probably leave the offer in all night or something like that, but still got a bunch of gains to get today. And looking into the bank here, let's see what we got. I thought we had something else in here. All right, no, I guess not. I'm going to go ahead and withdraw all the items that we have right now. Okay, well, they need to be noted and kind of price check, see where we're at in terms of GE values. So let's go ahead and grab that. And I think that's most everything that's expensive. Oh, and the red die, almost missed it. There we go. So that's probably fine. All right, so let's see what we got in the GE right now and try to add up what all that's worth. Okay, so that's 479K. That's 260K. So quick maths, that's I don't know, is that 740? 740K? I think so. I think it's around 740K right there when you think about it, if that sells. Let's just round that down to around 700 just to play it safe and add all this up to that. Wow, about 1 mil right there. Prices could be changed a little bit, so let's round all that down. Let's say we have around a 1.5 mil bank right now. That is absolutely insane. I think when I started today, I probably had like maybe 500K, maybe like 700K at best. And I pretty much over doubled that today in flipping and everything. So made some really smart investments. If I go into the history right over here and we look into the trout. So I bought some for 137. Basically what I've been doing is I've been buying raw trout when it's low cost or low price. And then when it skyrockets up, I sell it. So let's go and look over here and see if we have any more trout. I don't think we do, no. No, sadly we don't. Let me check the price of trout really quick, kind of show you what I'm talking about, because it may be high right now. Let's see. Raw trout. So we're just going to go ahead and try to buy one for just around 200. 145, no, not high. See, sometimes you can buy them for around maybe 134, 135-ish, and then you can sell them for like 200. I've done that before. I made like 180K flip earlier. It was crazy. I don't know why trout is that way right now, but it is, and it's a pretty strong investment. It's kind of scary though, because the GE price is only 127. When you buy them for like 136, you're kind of taking a risk, I guess, but I've only pretty much made money off of it. I probably made like 500K off of just trout. That's how crazy it is. So I'm hoping that stays consistent, because that has made me so much of my money, and it's been really nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, moment of truth here. So I set up a bunch of flips before I went to sleep, and now I'm up. It's 9.5 hours later. Let's see if all that stuff sold. I'm trying to liquidate the bank as much as I can. Ooh, I think it did. I think it did. Yep. All right, nice. They actually sold the red berries back. I was worried about selling these. I want to go ahead and collect all this really quick. So that's 821K, pretty massive. Let's check the history here. Sold the trout. All right, so I bought some trout for 134 a piece, and then I sold some for 198 a piece. So that's 64 GP profit. I think some of those I might have bought for a little bit more, but if you calculate that up, that's around 130K flip right there, which is massive. Let's get the rest of the money out of the bank and see where we're at. All right, look at that. Over 2 million gold in the first episode. That is pretty successful, I would say. Unfortunately, a bond right now is like 4.6 million, I think. Yeah, 4.6 million. All right, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to call this the end of the episode here. We got tons of gains. Let me show off the levels and everything that we got. So here's the stats. We got 21 mining, 16 smithing, 54 fishing, 43 cooking, 19 fire making, 50 wood cutting, which is pretty massive. I was doing oak trees all the way, 49 crafting, and I believe that is it. And then 2 mil cash. So pretty nice. If you guys enjoyed this episode, it would mean a lot if you can add a like and subscribe. We're getting closer to 50 subscribers right now, and I'd really like to hit that goal. So if you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, turn that on so you can be notified of future videos. I'm definitely going to add another part to this so we can get out of free to play, make that extra 2.6 mil that we need. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. This is SOF Jonah, signing out.